Hello everyone, my name is Mirna and on behalf of the Mindalia TV team, we want to welcome you to Mindalia live streaming, where thousands of people around the world gather to see the lectures and interviews organized by Mindalia TV. Today with us, Angel Rivo, CEO, consultant, TV host, international public speaker, and president of the Wisdom for Kids Foundation, is bringing us an interview with Jeffrey Zygar. He is a retired dentist, teacher, son, husband, father, grandfather, and growth seeker. They are going to be talking today about the value of actively wanting to grow. Before starting with them, I just want to remind you that Mindalia is a nonprofit organization. Our mission is to share information that can help raise the level of consciousness around the world, and you can help us. Subscribing to our channel, leaving us a positive comment down this video, or sharing it with someone that you know that is going to benefit from the content that we're going to be talking here today. Also, we are live streaming, and while we are live streaming, we have the active chat open, the screen that you're seeing here on my right. Through there, you can interact with us. You can enter your questions. We invite you to do it. We also invite you to like our channel in Spanish, Mindalia Televisión, and our channel in Portuguese, Mindalia Televisão. Find out what we're transmitting there today from Monday to Friday, live streaming. Also, follow our Facebook page, follow our Instagram account. You are not gonna regret it. Guys, I'm not going to delay this any further. I am going to welcome you right now to Mindalia live streaming, and the screen is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mirna, for the introduction, and welcome to Mindalia TV, Jeffrey. How are you?
Thank you. Good.
Awesome. You know, I always obviously pay a lot of attention to Mirna's introductions, and you know, a dentist is someone that has helped so many people that actually go to see you and not really happy. Let's put it this way. So I've always admired dentists. You know, so what do you think has been your contribution to so many people that have come to see you throughout the years, Jeffrey?
Well, I know the experience of being a patient, so I would apply that to wanting to be cared for, and so caring for people like I want to be cared for. So I was pretty good with people with fear. When they were afraid, I teach them things like paying attention to their breathing, or just letting themselves go into a nice, comfortable place inside themselves, that sort of thing. And nitrous oxide helped too.
That's a good point. Fear, oh my God, fear runs so many things and does in this planet with so many people. I mean, fear. How were you able to help so many people that came to you with that fear?
Well, learning to help myself with my own fear, basically. At one point in my life, I found myself afraid of the dark, and I actually started to walk into a room where I saw an image in the middle of the room, and I became afraid. So I said, well, let's confront that. So I walked right to where that image was, and I was fine. I was okay. So looking for things, looking for ways to, looking for things I was afraid of, and then going ahead with them anyway. And the flip side of being afraid most of the time was being excited, feeling really good, feeling like I had accomplished something.
Mm-hmm. When you would go for the first time to that place that initially was like a source of fear for you, would you have to live with that fear for a while?
Fear was kind of a subtle thing for me most of my life. Most of my life, it was sort of like a background thing. And, the last time I was here on the farm, I realized something for myself. I realized that I actually thought I had to be afraid in order to protect myself. And just that realization alone, the fear kind of melted away from that experience that I was starting to be afraid of.
Oh, that's fascinating. Yes, he's mentioning a farm. Exactly, we are in a farm in South Utah, and we are, you know, actually speaking a lot about fear. And they were kind enough to allow Mindalia TV to be with us and to share everybody's experience with our audience, because we think that fear runs, as I said before, a lot of things in our lives, and you know, helping people to overcome this fear is something important. We are all here learning how to do that with Casey and Brad Wallace. What would you say it's been so far? We've been here one day, we're going to be here a few more days. What would you say has been so far the takeaway from this workshop?
Oh, well, since I've been on my path of wanting to be as loving of myself as I can be, which I found helps me be loving of others. I have found this being an exceptional experience to assist me to have that experience. Feeling very enlivened, full of light and joy and peace, and great friends. Yeah, let's see. I don't know if I answered your question. But
oh, you did. You did.
Absolutely.
No, absolutely. But you have to be willing to seek for that answer and to seek for how do I find my place in which I might be able to achieve that goal.
So, dentistry is one of the professions like that. I've also been a school teacher, and so I let go of the dental practice so I could become a school teacher. And as a school teacher, I became a student of learning. And what I saw early on was that the kind of learning that happens here with this kind of class, coursework, is a learning too. It's the best kind of learning because it's learning in the direction of feeling, well, the words I would use would be aligned with what sources my life. And that works, to feel aligned like that.
What would you say made you go from being a dentist to being a teacher?
Let's see. My body. 3 years into being a dentist, as I'd start to drive to work, my neck started hurting. At the end of the day, I'd fall into a beanbag chair and just literally fall into it, kind of swirl around, and it wasn't feeling good. And I had made an agreement with myself before I started my practice. If I don't feel good or start feeling unhealthy, I'm going to look at it and make a shift. And I'd always been interested in the learning process and in the educational process. And I had a person that I studied, a guy named Krishnamurti. He has a cool whole story about him. But they had a school starting in Ojai, California. And I went, hey, I could be a part of that. But they didn't need a dentist, but they could use a teacher. So those kind of things moved me in the direction of letting go of my dental practice, going back to school, and became first a secondary school teacher, taught physics and stuff like that at the high school. But I was really drawn to the younger kids, so I could assist them to look inside and to find strength within themselves. And it was fun.
Would you say that you also found fear on those kids in the school?
Oh, yes. Yes.
What kind of fear?
Well, there was everything from fear of standing out from the crowd of the kids to I had students that were abused, physically abused by, in this case, it was an uncle. So there was the whole range of fear. Then there was I actually taught the kids how to win at a tug of war. I had our first tug of war. They lost to us this younger kids that they didn't quite understand that. They were all disappointed. So I had them visualize themselves pulling together. I had them breathe together, and so we went out. And the next day they got to experience winning together, pulling together. So that was really fun.
I wish I had been your student, Jeffrey.
Some of them still contact me. It's fun.
That sounds exciting.
It is.
You touched on something extremely important, and when Mirna made the introduction, I happen to be the president of a foundation called Wisdom for Kids, and we help underprivileged kids in Latin America to become entrepreneurs. Wow. So obviously, fear is a very important factor for us when we go there and we meet with those underprivileged kids in Latin America. And we're always thinking about ideas and concepts. How can we make a more impactful impression in their lives so that they start that entrepreneurial journey? And trying to fit in today's school system is such a big thing that sometimes we've found that what about individuality?
Yeah.
What about being the best you can be?
Yeah. Do you do ropes courses or things like that with them? Where they get to confront physical fear?
No, we don't do that. We do meditation.
No, very good.
We do games.
Yeah,
We do dancing. We do singing.
Wonderful.
We do working out together.
Excellent.
We do a lot of energy related stuff. But,
Sure.
But that's definitely something that we could incorporate and study. But my question was going to be, how much do you think that this trying to fit in conditions the future of our youth in the U.S.?
Well, it has. When I was growing up, it was huge. And and what tended to happen was people would glom together in different groups as a way of fitting in. Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah. Teaching children that who they are is more than who they think they are is a start.
Exactly.
And giving them that little bit of input, and then providing them with experiences like what I heard you just say, helps them feel more than who they are, and that combined with the idea that they're more than who they think they are, can assist them to keep moving on that.
So maybe making our schools more experiential.
Absolutely.
Could be like, a nice path. I mean, you've been in the school system. I am only the father of 3 kids in the school system, but I mean, your experience has been, priceless.
There's a saying, words don't teach, experience does. And that's a very important thing to keep in mind when we start educating our children. What experiences are we providing for them?
Is that something that you always thought that was like so much needed while you were a teacher?
Yeah, that's why I became a teacher, actually, was to share. Because I was already on my growth path that was also part of what allowed me to shift, was I was already into taking risks, which is what you do with regards to fear. You get confronted with fear, and you have something that you want that's on the other side of the fear, and so that is the inner assistance to go ahead and go through the fear, flip it around, and enjoy the energy that's there afterwards. So that's it. I don't think I finished my thought.
No, but were you allowed to do this with the kids in the school?
Somewhat. Yeah, not as much as I wanted to. It was. What I ended up doing was help starting another school, a school within a school that teachers, students, and parents work together to create curriculum for.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very rewarding, because our mission then was to support the development of lifelong learners.
Mm-hmm.
That learning just didn't happen in school; it was a lifelong process. So that's.
And how did you come up with the idea of doing that? What was that burning desire inside of you?
The burning desire was that there's more to us. And that's what I was moving towards. I was wanting to keep myself growing and expanding. I wanted to share that with the children. I wanted them to see that works lifelong.
Where does the seeking end?
It doesn't? No.
Ever?
No, never. There's always a moreness to life. Especially as creative as we are as beings. We're very creative beings, and so the things we call problems are just the opportunities to be creative. And we're seeing that right now in the world. It's amazingly creative things happening.
You were talking about physics. So you were teaching physics, you said.
I taught physics.
Right. Physics is obviously, has many different edges, but physics can be experiential.
They can.
Very experiential.
Yeah.
It can be a source of creating a new reality as well.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Were you able to do that while you were a teacher?
Not when I taught physics. There was a curriculum. What I was doing, I was taking the place of a teacher who was on leave.
Okay.
So I kind of had to follow his process. But experiential, when I had my own class, yes, I created as many experiences to help them be aware of themselves as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Come up with stuff. Give it a shot, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
what is that place that, if you were able to be in front of all those, students and kids today, and we were able to try to instill something, that value, that principle, what would be your number one shot with them? What would you try to teach them?
Yeah, let's see. What would I try to teach? I want to create experiences so that they could sense that they were more than who they thought they are. Because that moreness, moving towards that moreness, is what brings the good stuff in life. The fun, the joy, the compassion.
Do we have to reach some rock bottom in order to be wanting to do that?
I don't think we do anymore.
Okay.
I think we're moving into a time when we can start from having loving parents to having an amazing life full of creative adventures.
And what do we do with those? Because at Mindalia TV, we always try to help people, with experiences from others and from specific recipes that they can apply, because we understand, we see people suffering every day.
Yes, suffering exists. There's no question about it.
Exactly, and people are so busy, they can hardly, think about anything else besides what they have in front of them at every single moment in time.
Yeah, now see, that's where our technology can really help us out. Because technology can free us up time, and then we can use that time to grow, to expand.
How can we use technology to do that?
Well, kind of like we're doing now.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's see. It's just the technology can take care of the tedious stuff, the stuff that we think we have to sit down and organize, make lists and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we're moving towards where life is a spontaneous thing that happens in the moment, which it does,
mm-hmm.
but so much of life is organized so that it doesn't seem like it is that way.
Beautiful. Thank you. Could you remind us, tell us to Mindalia TV's audience, where can we find you online if we want to reach out to you, want to contact you, Jeffrey?
Oh, JLZ Family at mac.com is my email.
Okay.
And I'm on Facebook, Jeffrey Zygar on Facebook.
Jeffrey Zygar. Would you mind spelling Zygar for our audience?
Zygar. Zygar.
Excellent. Well, Jeffrey, it's been a pleasure to have you with us today. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
And to everybody here at Mindalia TV, this is again Angel Riddle with Mindalia TV. Thank you very much for being with us today, and hope that you have a great day, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.